How's everyone doing? Today's going to be another random bag of movies right here. This is a heavy bag. You got to hold it like some beer or something right there. But yeah, this is a random bag of movies. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I can already see that there's Blu-rays, DVDs, I think VHS. I think I see a comic book in there too. I've done these videos in the past and you guys seem to like them, and I think it's kind of fun to do. It's like just movies that I'm not even, not sure what's in the bag, all of them. I see a couple at the top mixed in here. My mom is selling my parents' place, and I have a bunch of movies that I've had stored over there for years. So a lot of the stuff I haven't seen in a long time, and I still have some stuff to get from over there. So sometimes she'll like put these bags over, mix stuff in there and bring them over, and I'll have to look through there and see what I want to keep and get rid of and stuff like that. So that's what this is. This is a random bag that she put together of, I assume, movies, but I do see a comic book in there too. I still have to go over there and get a bunch of stuff out. I don't know if there's too many movies left. I know there's a couple like box set TV shows. I think there's a couple Blu-ray box sets left. I think there's even a VHS box set. But I know there's a few DVD sets still, but I don't think there's any more. There might be a couple like singular movies and stuff too. But let's go ahead and get into this random bag of movies. Some crazy stuff right here. And as always, if you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them, and let me know what is your favorite from this random bag of movies. How often can I say that? Random bag of movies. All right, let's go ahead and get into the Blu-rays first. Well, these are the ones that I see up at the top, so we'll go through them first. And it is The Rival with Charlie Sheen winning. Maybe not so much winning lately, but this was kind of a cheesy, fun, alien invasion-esque movie. I like the twist at the end. The CG effects weren't the greatest for it. When you hear the term, or the movie title, Arrival, now you think of Denis Villeneuve. Forget that one. This is the classic. No, I'm just kidding. But this is entertaining. It's basically, aliens coming down, and there's I don't remember who else is in here. I know there's other people too that are recognizable, but Charlie Sheen's the main guy, and he's just trying to, figure out what's going on. He has this, he picks up the signals, I think that's what it is. Oh, Ron Silver's in here. I know there's other people, but yeah, he picks up the signals, and he finds out about the aliens, and he's trying to get to the bottom of it, and I guess there's people trying to suppress him and make sure that he doesn't find out. But I remember I saw this a few times. It's been a long time since I've seen it, though. I'd say probably at least 5 years. But I remember enjoying the heck out of it. It's not the greatest, but it is decent sci-fi entertainment. And you can see some of the aliens right there. If you can see that. I do remember the CG animation, the way that their legs bended. I remember they would jump super high. But yeah. Entertaining, cheesy, the animation not so good. But next up is one of my favorite movies from the year that it came out. 2013, I'm thinking. I'm not 100% sure. And it says 2012 on here. But man, was it really that long ago? Holy moly. But this is one I never heard anybody talk about. I did a review for it. I did like a top 10 list, and I don't think I posted either one of those videos because I hate editing, and I usually edit a lot because I go off on tangents and ramble and repeat things I've already said in just different ways, which I always do. But I always try to, back in the day I would, do a lot of editing, and a lot of times I just wouldn't do the editing because I hated it. So there's so many videos I have on like hard drives, external hard drives, that I've never posted, and I'm pretty sure I never posted my review for this one or my top 10 for that year. I thought it was 2013, but it might have been one of those things where it was made in that year, but it wasn't released until next year. I'm not sure, but this one was an incredible film documentary on basically the Holocaust and survivors of the Holocaust, and these people that were hiding in caves. And the thing that really blew me away about this is a lot of them that were still alive now, they go back to these caves and talk about what it was like and what they were going through at the time, and basically how their town kind of turned on them too. But yeah, a lot of them are much older now, and they're going back, and it was incredibly moving, heartbreaking, tragic, but also a really important movie, important documentary, a tale of strength and survival, and just the atrocities of man back in the day, and just incredible movie. I would highly recommend the heck out of it. Again, one of my favorite movies of the year, or that it came out 2012 or 13. But incredible film, highly recommend. No Place on Earth. But to see them go back to those places and what they went through, just incredibly moving. Next up, Masters of the Universe, Dolph Lundgren style right here. This one, Courtney Cox too. Love the heck out of this one. Loved the figures growing up as a kid, the cartoons, and this one to me was, it just got me so engaged and engulfed my mind of all the possibilities of sci-fi action and fantasy elements going on when I was a kid. I remember loving this so much when I was younger. Meg Foster, that's right, she was evil in. Frank Langella. Was Frank Langella Skeletor? I think he might have been. Dolph Lundgren. But yeah, there's a bunch of other recognizable people in here. But basically, they come to Earth. I remember there's the little Gwendorf or something like that, like a little person in there. He has the little technology thing. And they're trying to battle, the forces of good and evil. Skeletor, and Dolph Lundgren was perfectly cast for that one. It's cheesy fun. I dig the heck out of it. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, but I'm looking forward to revisiting it. All right, let's check out some of the DVDs. And first up, brand new, still sealed Harlem Nights, which desperately needs a Blu-ray release. I've seen it on TV a bunch years recent, but I've had this DVD, which I bought for $5, and I never opened it. So I think I got it from at Blockbuster actually, but this one is a classic to me. Absolutely love it. Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox. There's so many recognizable people in here. I don't think it's going to go through the whole list of Jasmine Guy, but there's so many people in here, and it's just a kind of a gangster classic in a way. They have this a nightclub, and they're trying to fight off like police corruption, other mobsters. All right, here's going through Della Reese, Arsenio Hall, Danny Aiello. That's the one guy I was trying to remember his name. But some great comedic elements and just great acting in general. All these iconic actors and comedians in here. I love the heck out of Harlem Nights. Would highly recommend the heck out of it. I would love to see it get a Blu-ray release. And excited to have it back with me now. Again, like I said, I've seen it a few times in the past few years on TV, so I can check it out whenever I want now on DVD. Next up is The Cooler, which I might actually have a second copy of this one. This is a Blockbuster one. Apparently, I'm sure I didn't pay $12.99 for it. It was probably one of those deals where it was like a 4 for $20 or 5 for $20 deal, something like that. They had those mixed for Blu-ray and DVD. But this one was actually a really good film, emotionally moving. Maria Bello, I remember her being pretty muy picante in this one. I think she showed front and back nudity in here, and I was impressed. But Alec Baldwin killed it in this role. William H. Macy, he's blown up now, Shameless. But Alec Baldwin just killing it back in the day. One thing I always remember about this one, how quickly he kind of turned. He was such like a hard ass in this one, and then he just kind of let him go at the end. I was just like, that doesn't seem like a reasonable expectation for his character. But basically, Alec Baldwin has this kind of old school mentality. He owns a casino in Vegas, and William H. Macy's kind of like indebted to him, and he's like a cooler, which is a cooler is what they would basically say when somebody's hot on the table. This guy has bad luck, and he's Bad Luck Chuck, the Charlie Brown, and he would just basically give off bad energy and vibes and just cool the table down, which I think that was an actual thing that old school casinos would do, which is so crazy to me that that was a thing, that people believed in that. It's kind of ridiculous, but I remember this one being really good. He hires Maria Bello, Alec Baldwin does, to keep William H. Macy around because he wanted to leave town after his debt was paid off. But they actually end up falling for each other, and it was kind of formulaic, but very enjoyable. And I like there's some of the supporting, Ron Livingston, I really liked him in here. Some other people too, Paul Sorvino, but really enjoyable one. And this I don't think has a Blu-ray release either. This one I know doesn't have a Blu-ray release, but I like to see it get one. Down to Earth with Chris Rock. This is a hilarious one. And Regina King is such an underrated actress. She's hilarious and stunning as well. And this has Eugene Levy, Chaz Palminteri, that's who it was, Bronx Tale, one of my favorite movies of all time. If you haven't seen a Bronx Tale, definitely check it out. Sonny, one of the greatest gangsters ever, in my opinion. But anyways, I digress. Back to Down to Earth. Chris Rock's character passes away. He goes up to heaven, and then he becomes an angel, and he goes down back to Earth, and he inhabits the body of this old white billionaire. And he's apparently, I says, the aged by a ruthless white billionaire. So it's basically just really comedic take on that. Him inhabiting a black guy inhabiting a rich white guy's body, an old rich white guy's body. But yeah, just absolutely hilarious, and I love the heck out of this one. Can't wait to revisit this one. This is a classic Chris Rock back in the day. Bigger and Blacker, one of the best stand-up comedy specials ever, by the way. I got to see Chris Rock live at my local comedy club, Stress Factory, twice. So that was pretty amazing too. He lives in Jersey, and he talks about that in his act a bunch, and that was really cool to get that experience. One of the greatest comedic legends ever, in my opinion. Next up is for me, Carlin Pryor would be up there. Classic Eddie Murphy too, but Chris Rock would be on a short list right there for me. But Top Secret is next with Val Kilmer from the makers of Airplane. And I remember this one being like kind of like espionage. It says that he is a rock star, and they have to find this, I guess, secret weapon, top secret, which is, I guess, how that originates. And basically the super weapon, and he has to basically go against the East German High Command. So I'm pretty sure there's like espionage stuff in there. But I remember it being kind of hilarious and ridiculous and cheesy and fun. But this is classic Val Kilmer right here. And I haven't seen this one in a long time. Really excited to revisit this one from 1984. Love the heck out of Real Genius too. Which I think Real Genius got like one of those burn on demand kind of Blu-ray releases. I think it was like crazy expensive too for it. And a lot of people were complaining about the picture quality for it. I still have my DVD for it, in fact. But Real Genius is another one that I would love to see a studio do proper justice to. And Top Secret was fun too. The Saint, I remember that one. Next up is Mo Money from Damon Wayans. I got to see him at my local comedy club as well. I got him to sign a poster for The Last Boy Scout. I remember I gave it to like one of his handlers, and he brought it in to the green room, shut the doors, like, okay. But he signed it. But when Damon Wayans signed it, he signed it like 3 times on the poster. And Bruce Willis is on there. It's him and Bruce Willis on the front for The Last Boy Scout, one of my all-time favorite action movies. Probably is my all-time favorite action movie. But Bruce Willis already had a mustache, but Damon Wayans like drew a mustache on him already, as like, and then he signed the name 3 times on the poster. So I was always kind of bummed by that. I still have the poster. I was like kind of annoyed. And then for a long time, he didn't do. He had like a really, I think it was like complications from diabetes, Damon Wayans, so he wasn't traveling. But I think he does travel now, and I think he's got his diabetes under control. I think it was diabetes complication. I'm not 100% sure, but he had some kind of issue, health issue going on. I could be mistaken about the diabetes, which I shouldn't make light of because that's a serious issue. I got Wilford Brimley's autograph on John Carpenter's The Thing poster behind me. That's what that is. People ask me a lot. Japanese reproduction poster. I got the reproduction size because the reproduction size is bigger than the actual authentic Japanese poster of it. I digress like crazy, but I just thought I was really annoyed by him signing it 3 times. I don't really care so much of drawing the mustache from Bruce Willis. Thought that was entertaining, but yeah, I don't know, that was weird. But I was always hoping to get another poster and get him to like sign it once, but I don't know. It's still kind of a cool story and kind of funny and unique. But Damon Wayans in Mo Money is absolutely hilarious. Really enjoyed this one. Stacey Dash is so stunning. She was one of my celebrity crushes for the longest time, all the way back to like Clueless days. But friggin' stunning. And I remember like years ago she was in like some magazine, I don't know if it was like King or something like that, where she was showing her stunning body in a nicest way to say it, her backside derriere, and stunning indeed. But she's aged wonderfully. But this was like a cheesy, fun, romantic comedy movie. He's like a scammer, and he falls for her, and it's kind of formulaic and predictable, but it's still entertaining. Marlon Wayans is in here as well. You can see him peeking out in the back. Marlon Wayans, the Wayans brothers, Marlon and Sean, that was like one of the worst celebrity encounters I've ever had. I know I said I was going to talk about it and do a video. I still plan to, but yeah, he was just he was kind of douchey. I think he's become more fan-friendly now, that he's done like some of those haunted house movies. He had to do a lot more press and stuff for it. Damon Wayans was kind of he was okay, but he wouldn't meet you in public, but he would sign stuff for you in the green room. He just didn't want to talk to you. I was like, all right, whatever. Keenan Ivory Wayans was really cool though. He was nice. I got to shake his hand, take a picture with him, talk to him, sign for me, all kinds of stuff. So Keenan Ivory Wayans was by far the nicest of the Wayans that I've encountered. But yeah, Marlon was the rudest. He was a jerk essentially, but very funny movie. And even though he was a jerk, I still like a lot of the movies that he's been in and a lot of the roles he's been in. So it's kind of hard to separate sometimes, but I still dig it. And yeah, love the heck out of this. I'm very happy to get this back in my collection. I mean, I guess it was still in my collection, but get it back in my, my real collection here, not just having it stored over there. But yeah, this one, I remember there was being another cover for this one too. And I dig this cover more though, from what I can recall. Next up, I'm souped to have this back again, and it's Baseball, the Ken Burns special right here, and it is 10 discs in here. There's I like how they do the 9 innings, and then there's extra innings right there. I dig that. But it's basically the history of baseball. Ken Burns does a lot of these PBS kind of things on jazz, on all kinds of different topics, these documentary style series. And one of the things I recently sold my T206 tobacco baseball card collection, and those were cards found in tobacco products from 1909 to 1911. And I collected those for years, and I finally let go of them. Pay some bills partly too. But one of the things I wanted to revisit this set actually, and I'm glad that I found it, because it has some of that pre-war era baseball, and they talk about some of the people there. So I can kind of relive those cards that I gave up and those players through this set. So really looking forward to those parts in particular. But yeah, really nice set. I remember seeing parts of this. I don't think I ever sat through the full thing. It goes through, the decades, 1840s, 1900s, all the way up to, 94, I guess is when it finally ends right there. But, it goes over some of the greats, and over 20 hours on 10 DVDs, 225 trivia questions, player stats, and over 100 virtual baseball cards, and then a making of. So really thorough, in depth. And I really like these, the Ken Burns special, the PBS stuff. I still watch Antique Roadshow. I love the heck out of that. There's another DVD right here, and that is Coneheads, which is another one that I would love to see get a Blu-ray release. Absolutely hilarious. Chris Farley, the whole cast in here just started as an SNL skit, and I love the heck out of this one. So the way that he opens up his mouth for the dentist, and just all the layers of teeth. Dan Aykroyd, Jane Curtin. Again, I already said Chris Farley's in here. They don't go over everybody. I wish they would go through more of the cast in here. But there's a ton of other recognizable people in here, and this is just ridiculous and cheesy and fun and hilarious. They're, from outer space, and they're, giant cone heads, and they're trying to blend in, and it's ridiculous and such a fun, cheesy time. I love this one. So happy to have this again in my collection. I'm going to watch this one soon because it's been a long time. Next up is the Peanuts Classic Holiday Special with It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and Charlie Brown Christmas. I have the DVD set and I have the Blu-ray set. I actually won the Blu-ray set at a local contest for the State Theater, in fact, so that was pretty awesome. I know they recently released a 4K set for it too, which I haven't picked up. I haven't heard great things about the 4K release for that one. But even I kept the DVD set for a long time because I heard there was some kind of issue with some of the music that wasn't on the Blu-ray or 4K, I guess, releases. I have to delve more into that, look into that a little bit more to find out. But that's what I heard. They didn't use all the proper music that were on the previous DVD set right here. So that's why I kept this set. And these are classics. It's funny. There's so much nostalgia for me. They were always on TV, these specials, but watching them as an adult, it feels really depressing, a lot of these ones, but I still dig the heck out of it. Classics right there. All right, let's see what else we got in here. We got a couple VHS tapes. Kids, which doesn't have a Blu-ray release, which is crazy. I think the DVD's out of print. I remember getting the DVD for this at the Dollar Tree. I think it was when Hollywood Video went out, and they took over a lot of that stuff. So great, very important film from Larry Clark. And this is basically what really brought in a lot of people like Chloe Sevigny. I'm trying to remember who else was in here. I can't remember her name now. It's going to bother me. She's another really good actress that I like, and I can't remember her name, but she's so many people in here. Gus Van Sant was an executive producer. I'm trying to remember who else. There's somebody else involved with this film. Oh, Harmony Korine. He was the writer for this. That's what I was trying to remember. But there's also another girl in here that went on to do a lot of stuff. But just kind of a dirty, grimy movie. Kind of like it's. I don't want to give too much about. If you haven't seen this, definitely check this one. I always remember I have no legs, but and then the tampon with the Kool-Aid and just what happens at the end is just tragic and crazy and sad and moving. But it has such a gritty realism to it, and I love the heck out of this film. I have the DVD for this. I don't think I'm really gonna keep this VHS. So if anybody I don't know, wants to do a trade or something that collects VHS. I really only have a couple VHS in my collection. I don't really feel the need to keep this one because I have the DVD for it. And I don't feel the need to keep this one either, E.T. I do like that green right there. Green on the back too. So that's pretty cool. Interesting. But yeah, E.T. is a classic. Everybody knows E.T. right there. Yeah, it's, man, a VHS. This is what really got me into movies and stuff back in the day. Going to the video rental stores, VHS days, and seeing all the cool artwork, especially horror. It just really blew my mind, all the horror covers. I was just so intrigued by it. Speaking of E.T., here's some E.T. goodness right there, the VHS set, and then the big DVD gift set. This is the ultimate gift set. And I did an unboxing of this on my channel, my old channel forever ago. And I re-uploaded it, I believe, to this channel. But all that good stuff is in there. And I remember I ordered like so many of these. I must have been like 5. And they always came damaged. Even this one has, you know, slight damage, little dents and stuff. But I've received ones that was like ripped apart and just, they always came beat up. But it's such a beautiful set. And I'm going to definitely keep this one. You've got, even right there, that's nice. But there's all kinds of good stuff in here. I'm not going to go through everything, but there's a big book. There's like a film cell, just tons of stuff. I gotta get the 4K set for this. I know the 4K one just came out. I think it went on sale recently, so I will have to be picking that up soon. But this is definitely one that will look nice on display. It's heavy though, so I gotta figure out the right place to put this one. I've essentially run out of room, and I keep getting more stuff that I forgot about. And then the last thing in here is a comic book. I actually haven't read this comic book. This is kind of a newer one. I went to a comic book store a couple of years ago, I think, and I think I was over in that area by my parents' place, and I think I just dropped a bag of stuff there and just never went back for it. And I just never ended up picking this back up and checking it out. But again, Cable was my favorite character growing up as a kid. Again, New Mutants, when Rob Liefeld took over especially. But I was a fan of that franchise before. And then, you know, X-Force. And I remember he was in, you know, episodes or issues of X Factor. And when he had his standalone series. But this is, I guess, this is partly in the timeline of Deadpool 2. This is Cable and Hope. I think she's the young girl that has something that could save humanity. But I always said this, Cable is essentially like a Terminator ripoff. You know, time traveler and trying to save the future and all that kind of stuff, and the kid that can help save the future. But I still dig the heck out of it. But yeah, Bishop is in here too, but it's that, I guess, that timeline where they have to work together, and then finds himself not in the present, but in 17th century New York. Bishop is hot on his trail. They have to get away from Bishop, I guess. And Hope starts using her mutant powers, and there's a bunch of questions to her origin. So this is, I guess, collecting Cable 21 through 25 and X-Men Hope. So this is one of those trade paperback ones, and this cost me $16. So $16 just sitting away over there. But I'm excited to delve into this one. I'm probably gonna read this immediately afterwards. So yeah, I'm excited. Cable was my favorite comic book character growing up. Let me know who your favorite comic book character was. Let me know if you were into comics, and what your favorite comic book was as well. For me, New Mutants, then Guardians of the Galaxy, then X-Force. And I got really big into like Valiant too, like Bloodshot, Rye, the Future Force, Exo Manowar, Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, all that stuff. And I like the Deathmate crossover for Image and Valiant. But there you go. That was the random bag of movies and comic book, VHS, Blu-ray, DVD, and a nice ShopRite bag right there. That, I thought that was going to go behind me. It didn't work out too well. Well, it did, but it went behind me, but I thought it would go behind the chair. But anyways, there you go. I'm looking forward to delving into all this again. A lot of stuff that I haven't seen in years. Even this comic book, it must have been like 3 years at minimum. But I've got a few more movies to pick up from over at my parents' place, and I will do more videos for that as well. So yeah, here it is, another random bag of movies, and I think you guys enjoy this. I've gotten positive feedback before. I think it's kind of cool because it is really random. I don't know what's in these bags, and it's fun to see all this stuff that I haven't seen in a long time and just reliving those memories again. It's just awesome to me. I dig the heck out of it, and I can't wait to revisit a lot of this stuff. I'm trying to decide which one of these to watch first. Let me know what I should watch first. Have you seen the movies? What you think of them? What was your favorite movie or comic book? If you like that the best, favorite item from this random bag of movies. Let me know. Leave me a comment or video response down below. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care. Thank you so much for sitting through with me rambling and talking so much. I lost track of time. Sorry. Thank you. You guys rock.